Let's keep the typical intro script. If you're watching this, you probably don't need me to tell you that life can blindside you. You already know what it feels like to open an email, look at your bank statement, or get called into a private meeting with HR and realize you're about to have a very bad month. When a major financial hit drops, whether your job suddenly decides to restructure you out of a paycheck, or your car needs a repair that costs more than the car is actually worth, the initial reaction is always the same. You either panic and do something stupid, or you freeze up and pretend nothing is happening, hoping that the pile of cash magically falls through your ceiling. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. But there is a deeper layer to this that everyone hides, the absolute hit to your ego. When your income tanks, the silence is deafening. You start dodging tax because you can't afford a $40 dinner draft. You invent weird excuses for why you skip social events, and you sit at home carrying this isolated shame like you're the first human in history to run out of money. Let's clear the air. Money doesn't care about your existential dread, and shame is a luxury that you cannot afford when you are underwater. We aren't going to talk about basic budgeting apps or generic platitudes like everything happens for a reason, because honestly, the reason usually just sucks. If you are staring at a broken balance sheet right now, you don't need a pep talk. You need to stop the damage today, protect yourself tomorrow, and build a life so strong that a hit like this can never break you again. When an emergency room handles a crisis, they don't start by lecturing the patient on their long-term diet. They stop the bleeding. This is how you have to treat your money right now. Forget about your 5-year goals or buying a house. Your only objective right now is to keep as much cold cash in your hands as humanly possible to buy yourself time. First, look at the damage without blinking. Separate your entire life into two distinct piles: what keeps you alive and what keeps you comfortable. Pile 1 is survival: rent, groceries, utilities, insurance. That's your baseline. Pile 2 is literally everything else: the subscription you forgot to cancel, the meal you didn't cook yourself, and that automated gym membership you haven't used since January. If it's a minor speed bump, Pile 2 goes to zero immediately to protect your savings. But if you lost your income entirely and you're tempted to pull out that credit cards just to buy groceries, stop. Do not hoard your emergency cash out of pure panic while your credit cards are racking up a 25% interest rate on a carton of eggs. High interest debt compounded during the crisis is a trap that takes years to crawl out of. Burn the reserves to keep your baseline clean. Next, you need to deal with the people you owe money to. If you owe money, going radio silent is the absolute worst move. Banks and lenders are completely heartless, but they're incredibly predictable. If you wait until you've missed 3 payments, you'll lose your leverage. Pick up the phone before you're late. Call the lenders. Don't beg for sympathy, they don't have any anyway. Just state the facts. My income is disrupted right now. I'm going to pay this balance, but I need to restructure my terms immediately to avoid default. What hardship programs or temporary payment pauses do you have available? Most of these institutions have these frameworks built in, because pausing a loan for a couple of months, it's significantly cheaper for them than hiring a collection agency to chase you down. Use that to get some breathing room. Once the baseline is stable, you pivot from defense to offense. Let's be real, you cannot borrow budget your way out of a true income crisis. You have to earn your way out. When you need to breach a massive gap quickly, forget about building a beautiful scalable business or finding your absolute dream corporate role. That takes months, and your landlord doesn't care about your self-actualization journey. You need speed. Speed means solving an immediate, annoying problem for someone else by next week. Can you clear out a messy inbox or handle annoying scheduling tasks for a local business owner? Can you cut up simple short-form videos for a content creator? Can you provide raw physical labor, painting, or moving services for a local contractor? You don't need a fancy resume for this, you just need to pitch reliability to people who are drowning in tasks. Look around your room too. Most of us are sitting on thousands of dollars of stagnant capital disguised as unused electronics, camera gear, or hobby equipment gathering dust. List them today, turn liabilities into immediate cold cash within 48 hours. It sucks to sell your stuff, but you can buy it later when you aren't fighting for survival. Now, when you turn that corner and the cash starts moving again, you cannot just slide back into your old habits and pretend this never happened. A financial setback is a brutal diagnostic test. It exposes exactly where your system is weak. If a single job loss or one massive bill completely leveled your life, that means your previous lifestyle wasn't actually stable. You were just riding a lucky streak on a pretty fragile foundation. True resilience isn't just about surviving the hit, it's about changing your setup so you become incredibly hard to kill financially. That means once you are stable, you build the fortress. You don't just save a tiny cute emergency fund, you build yourself a 3 to 6 months of absolute survival emergency runway, kept in an account you barely look at. And you diversify your income so that a single manager having a bad day or a single client walking away cannot cut off 100% of your livelihood. Look, recovery is about execution and updating to the data in front of you. It's not about having a flawless record, it's about making logical choices that can protect your downside and rebuild your upside. Drop the comment below with the first move you're making today to take back control, even if it's just canceling your gym membership. Let's get to work.